When the game stops playing you, that's when you start rewriting the scoreboard. There comes a moment when strategy replaces struggle, when silence stops being survival and starts being surgical. You weren't just enduring the game, you were studying it, decoding every move while pretending to fold. They thought you were retreating, but you were just reloading your piece. And now the same ones who called you delusional are quietly Googling your methods. Here's the irony. Research shows that people underestimate those who appear calm under pressure. It tricks the brain into thinking you've lost momentum, when in truth you're just conserving mastery. You played that psychology like a grand piano, effortlessly, precisely, and in key with destiny. While they rehearsed drama, you rehearsed discipline. While they built alliances, you built awareness. And somewhere between their gossip and your growth, you flipped the entire system on its head without even raising your voice. It's funny, really. They tried to label you lucky, but luck doesn't design blueprints. You did. You learned that winning isn't about out-shouting anyone. It's about outlasting everything that thought you'd quit. You didn't just play the game, you perfected it. And now, every silence, every setback, every so-called failure has turned into a standing ovation they can't clap away. Because when alignment becomes your armor, every move becomes checkmate. You stopped telling people your next step because you finally understood that energy moves faster in silence. Every time you shared your plans, you noticed how the air in the room shifted. Not always from hate, but from hidden disbelief, quiet envy, or subtle interference. So, you learned to let your results speak before your words ever could. That's when the real shift happened. You stopped trying to prove that you were doing something and started actually doing it. The truth is, most people announce out of fear. Fear of being forgotten, fear of not being validated, fear of losing momentum. But you grew past that. You learned that validation is noise and progress is quiet. The moment you decided to stop explaining your vision to those who couldn't even understand their own, you started accelerating in ways that shocked them. They called it luck, but it was strategy. They called it mystery, but it was mastery. Moving without announcing doesn't mean hiding. It means protecting what's sacred while it's still forming. You realize that every word carries weight, and not everyone deserves to hold your next move in their mind. You began to guard your process like treasure, because it is. You understood that peace is the most powerful business partner you'll ever have, and distraction is the most expensive one. You played the game differently. While others were trying to be seen, you were becoming effective. You no longer cared about attention because you discovered something more valuable, leverage. You started showing up when the work was already done, and the room had no choice but to respect the results. That's why they're speechless now. You didn't vanish, you evolved. You moved quietly, consistently, and with purpose. And when you finally revealed what you were building, it was too complete to be questioned.